First things first, I have to say thank you so much. We just hit 1K subscribers, and I do not take that lightly. Whether you've been here since day one or you found me through one of my vlogs, I see you and I appreciate you. To celebrate, I'm starting a new series called Big Sister Talks, where I share things that I wish someone would have told me as I was entering womanhood. The series will include real conversations, soft but honest advice, the kind of wisdom that you would get from the older cousin or big sister who's been through it. I've been through the mud. I don't look like it though. And for the first episode, we're talking about how to tell when someone doesn't like you, and not just recognizing the signs, but how to rise above it, and doing so without dimming your light. So let's get into it. We grow up thinking that we have to be likable, pleasing, and that we have to win people over, especially as young women. Let's start off with sign 1, micro reactions. Something you'll notice is that their face will change when you speak. Something that I do is pay attention to people's facial expressions when they speak. Their face will tell you everything. You'll notice like slight eye rolls or forced smiles, or sometimes like they're just even going blank. For an example of those little shifts, maybe someone's talking to you and you know how they're talking in a more high-pitched tone than they normally do, and sometimes right when they're finished talking to you, their face may instead of going to a neutral state, it's kind of frowned down. You might notice that. Or for example, if it's a group of you all and you say something, or you didn't even say something, but you're walking up to someone and they look at their friend and their friend looks at them, and they do that telepathy type of thing, they most likely don't like you, and they probably talk behind your back, and that's okay. That's their prerogative, I guess. If they force their smile and they smile with their whole body, they smile. When they do that, that's another way that you can tell. Subtle reactions that are unnecessary, pay attention to that, because they can kind of tell you what the person's actually thinking in their mind, just based off their body language and facial reactions to just your presence, or you talking. You'll notice that. The second thing I want to get into is exclusion, and passive aggressive exclusion is the main one you want to pay attention to. So if you find out things extremely last minute, you're the last person to know about something, whether it's a meeting or a surprise for someone or a party, you're the last to know, or you're the backup friend. If you weren't invited initially, and I know in the Black community, this is often said, if you weren't invited, don't push yourself to come, or you were the last person to know, don't go. It makes no sense to go. Don't be the backup pawn, or just people just forget to loop you in on things. It's very telling. Sometimes it's to humble you. It's people are consistently trying to humble you by you're not thought about, no one cares about you, just so you know, you were the last to know, we didn't have to invite you, type of thing. People are like that, and there's nothing that you can do about it. That, once again, that's their prerogative. It's not your business how people feel about you. Number 3, I think everyone is going to experience this in their life. Backhanded compliments. If you are a beautiful girl, you are gonna get lots of backhanded compliments. It's, once again, just like the exclusion, it's literally to humble you, to make it seem as if you're not all that. Let me put you down a notch so that you don't, even if you don't even think you're that high up, those backhanded compliments are like, stay in your lane. And yes, people are like that. It is what it is. Like, there's really nothing you can do. You can't control how people are. You can just control how you react to it. And I learned the hard way. So I'm telling you all this so you don't make mistakes that I did. Don't react emotionally. An example of a backhanded compliment, someone may say something like, you're cute for a Black girl, or you're cute for a Boricua, or you're cute for a Dominican girl. Somebody might say something like that. Or let's say you made honor roll or something like that, or you got like this high grade in a class, and they're like, or you made a certain amount, how come you got that? Or like, if you're well traveled, someone says something like, oh, I didn't expect you to be as well traveled or as studious as you are. It's like, why not? You know what I mean? And also, they could be just passing microaggressions on you too. You know, just putting any assumption based off how you look. That's reality. I know it's kind of harsh, but it is what it is. This next one is my favorite one because it happens to me so often, and I feel like it happens to me often because I have an individuality complex, and I think my lesson is to you know, diamonds are made with pressure, and this is like my kind of pressure, but they copy you, but they never give you credit. So when some people admire you, but they don't want to admit it, they may imitate your style or your grace, your ideas. They may take them from you and claim them as their own. Your voice, they may mimic the way that you talk or who you talk to, but they pretend like it was an original thought, or you have nothing to do with what they're doing. I'm just gonna tell you, it's not flattery, and be very careful when you notice the signs, especially when you make a new friend or you have a friend that you rekindle with, and then suddenly they are doing things that, like, you talk about something and they'll do it and right after. Or like if they ask you questions, I can tell you guys a story. I have a friend, we'll call her Alaya. Alaya and I are very close. We're basically sisters, right? And we've known each other since we were in diapers. So we are family, you know? And I talked to a guy, and I'm telling her I talked to a guy. She's like, oh my God, that's amazing. You talked to this guy. What is he like? Blase, blase. I tell her a little something. I don't tell her too much. And I say something of the sorts like, yeah, he loves that I listen to Sade because I love Sade. And within that week, after I tell her this, they follow each other on Instagram. And she's posting herself sliding up and down a pole to Sade.
Said, wait a minute. Wait a minute. First of all.
And I was like, oh, okay. And there were other things that occurred within this friendship that it was like mimicry. Like, she stole my baby name. And I hate to be a Charlotte, but she literally stole my baby name. There was more, but like, you stole my baby name and then you did that. That's like the weirdest thing you can do. And yeah. And then when I called her out, she tried to gaslight me. So whatever. But nonetheless, if they copy you and they never credit you and they're consistent, I would highly recommend staying away from those people, because like, people who copy you are like, it's kind of like stalking. And once stalking, copying, and obsession is mixed up between a friendship, it can get really dangerous really quick. This is how people die and stuff like that. So you ever seen that? There's a story about a girl, and I saw it all over TikTok at one point, and she had a friend, and I guess her friend was low-key envious of her, but like, she hired a hitman, and in broad daylight, like, they were trying to, I don't know if anybody knows this story, they had her on live and everything, and she wanted to get off, like, and her intuition was like, I want to go do something else, and they were like, no, I want to see you or something like that. And and she was killed by a hitman in broad daylight. They found out that the girl that was with her was in on getting her killed, and like that's why taking someone copying you and just not liking you and have this like sudden like obsession with you can get dangerous really quick. You know, stalkers can be killers too. We've seen you. We've seen you. Let's get into the last one. Something else you may notice is energy drains. When you leave interactions with these people, you tend to feel smaller, confused, like you are too much in this world. Sometimes that's your intuition. If you have no energy and you're questioning who you are around these people, that's another sign that these people aren't for you. May I just say that when you go through these signs, it's not about overanalyzing people, but it's about protecting your spirit. And seeing the signs early on can prevent long-term damage. And take it from me, it's better to just see the signs and back away than continue on and, you know, just crash out. Because that's what it can lead to. It can really get bad and overwhelming to the point where you don't know what to do and you just malfunction. So may I just say, sometimes no one will see it but you, and you just have to trust your intuition. Once you see the signs, how do you rise above it? I would say we can shift into empowerment mode now. 1, don't perform for acceptance. These people have already decided in their mind who you are. All you can do is be you and find your tribe. 2, let the truth sit. Once you've sensed that they don't like you, sit with it. There's nothing that you can do. At the end of the day, that is their prerogative and it's none of your business how they feel about you. Don't rush to fix it. Let it teach you something. 3, affirm yourself. Give yourself powerful affirmations. For example, I am not here to be understood by everyone. I'm here to be myself. That's a good affirmation. I'm actually going to use that one more often. I don't use that one. Keep in mind that you are only here to honor who you are and what you're put on earth to do. You don't have to always clap back. And I wish that's something somebody would have told me just 2 to 3 years ago. You keep glowing. Keep glowing. That burns the soul of someone who dislikes you. Keep in mind that some people may not like you because your light exposes something dark within them, brings something that they're hiding within themselves. That's not your burden. It's not none of your business. Keep your spirit clean and keep showing up as you are. Let me know if you ever felt any of these things. You are not crazy. Sometimes your intuition is just a little bit more advanced than masses, and that's okay. Anyways, bye. Peace. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. Au revoir.
Make love once more, looking for